Hello, I thought I'd do another live again, going off the back end of my live yesterday and of the post that I pretty much just made with my selfie about being in control of your reactions to a mini event or something small that happens, because this can relate to like a mini slip up in your diet plan or something just out of your control happening that, yes, now you're actually watching my live, Joseph. I looked at your last name. But, yeah, so any little thing can happen that, any little thing that, like, can happen that can throw you off your path. And the thing is, most of the things that happen that we respond to so acutely are out of our control. But our response to it, hey Joanne, hey Karen, but our response to it is completely up to us. If we, like the example that I made yesterday about that girl stepping on the scales and almost turning into self-sabotage, she actually smashed her day out, and I was so proud of her. Like, I was so freaking proud. But you can let a moment like that lead to you being so miserable, doing everything. Like, how do you want to feel when you go to sleep? How do you want to feel when you get ready for bed? How do you want to feel when you go about your day? Like, do you want to feel depressed, affected, like down, unhappy with yourself, unhappy with your choices, unhappy with anything? Because if you let that one moment define the rest of your day, it's not going to get you anywhere towards your goals that is going to be conducive. Because let's use the realm of like slipping up on your diet. If you crave chocolate and then all of a sudden you're 3 Tim Tams into a packet and you're like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna finish the whole Tim Tam packet. What is more conductive? Saying, shit, I need to stop now. Why am I, like, what triggered this? Am I actually enjoying what I'm eating? Like, what benefit is finishing the packet gonna do for me? Like, why can't I just have one now and then one tomorrow and just make room for it within my diet so that it works? Like, for example, one of the girls in my group, they decided to have pizza last night. So what did she do? She took out extra carbs and fats from her diet. She told me about it. She took out extra carbs and fats the next day as well so she could fit in the pizza and live a freaking life like a normal bloody mum and wife and enjoy pizza with the family. She only, she didn't eat the whole pizza. I think she had like 1 or 2 slices, and she accounted for it within her diet plan. But if you're just gonna, if you are under the intention and your feelings and your mindset in that moment are, I'm depriving myself, I'm never gonna be able to have this again, I'm never gonna be able to do this, never gonna be able to do that. You need to know, exactly, Joseph is just saying now that he can never stop at 1 Tim Tam. You need to know yourself. I can't stop at, what can't I stop at? I can't stop at 1... Cereal. If I have a cereal packet, I can't stop at a 30-gram freaking serve. So if I want to buy cereal, I want to make sure that I can have a bloody 80-gram serve. I'm going to have to make sure that that fits into my diet. I don't buy cereal until I know that I can. Something like that. Make sure that you know, can you moderate? If you can't moderate, don't buy it. Don't fall into the whole comparison game of, oh, I can't believe she gets to eat that, I can't believe she gets to buy that, and then you try and be flexible with that item and then go all out and binge on it because it's not your personality type to moderate. And especially if you're doing it on the spur of the moment, that one moment, where is it coming from? Did you actually sit with the moment, plan it out, know how you're going to handle it, know how it's going to fit you in, maybe even make an announcement. Make yourself accountable somewhere. That's where I make sure that they make themselves accountable to me. I have the group for them to do that as well. Making something known and not doing something hidden. You know about secret eaters. People that don't account for every single little thing they eat. Until all of a sudden I'm like, okay, so what happened to the crusts on your son's plate that he didn't eat? Oh, I ate them. Oh, okay, so how many times does that happen? Okay, so that's why you're not losing the weight that we have, because we have you in a slight deficit. And all of this accumulates over time, especially if you're a small female. Things like that. know, like, be aware of it. Like I said in my post probably like 2, 3, I don't know how many days ago, being aware of something and acknowledging it is the first step. But taking the first step won't get you anywhere until you continue on with it and actually start acting on it, making the action steps. Like, you can acknowledge, okay, so when I'm feeling in this state, that's when I turn to the ice cream and start eating out of the ice cream tub. Cool. You're aware of it. Cool. You acknowledge it. Cool. But you still do it. What can you do to take yourself away from the ice cream tub? I know someone that I got them to start freezing fruit, like freezing grapes, freezing bananas, freezing their actual fresh mangoes chopped up. Instead of buying them, they buy their own fresh fruit, shoving them in the freezer. So when they actually feel like eating ice cream, that's what they do now. It's something better. It's a better option. So it's better to do something that negates the impact of something than going full throttle and then saying you're craving something and then go eat a whole tub of Ben and Jerry's. That's just another example. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you control how that one moment define. Like, are you going to let that one moment define your day? Resume. Are you going to let that one moment define the rest of your day, the mood for the rest of the day? Like, I had deadlifts today, and I was doing 167.5 for doubles. Like, if I let that phone moment of waking up to my new phone that I just set up last week put me down in such a way that was going to affect my training, like, that 167.5 at doubles was a crucial moment for me in my prep for my deadlift comp. And if I let that one moment of my phone doing its shit spasm define the rest of my day and my mood in that training session, I would not have lifted up that deadlift. I would not have been able to complete my session. I would not be able to just smile and be okay with it and move on with my day, so then I can actually do my study. I have a client that I'm about to go train and get on with my day, because I have another big 2 days ahead of me, which I said in my post, because my clients come first and that is my priority for the next 2 days. I'll deal with my phone as it comes. If I have spare time on Friday, then I'll go to sort it out on Friday. You need to be aware of that stuff. Like, if you like do some kind of spasm with your weight or with your food, or you let yourself go for a week, like, don't let that keep spiraling out of control. Take control of that moment. Know that you hold the wheel. You can determine the rest of the week, the rest of the month. Like, we're almost in February. Are you going to let a setback that happened this month dictate the rest of the freaking 11 months of this year and say, oh, I'll wait till next New Year's, then I'll make new resolutions then? Or, for example, it's Monday or Tuesday, wherever the hell you're listening to me from. Oh, I fucked up this Monday, I'll try again next Monday. No. Start now. Put the action plans ahead. Like, get a freaking pen and a paper and say, what do I need to do to get myself out of this? Maybe it's writing a shopping list. Maybe it's shopping the perimeter and not going through the aisles because you're not a moderator, and the next thing you know, you have aisle 4 in your trolley. Like, make action steps. Make the things that are going to take you away from your goal harder to do, and make the things that benefit you much easier to do. Just start somewhere, start anywhere. And having it in here isn't going to do anything, because you can know what you need to do, you can acknowledge what you need to do, but unless you have a plan in action steps that are manageable, you are going to get nowhere. Make sure that you have those steps written down. You have those little bricks. If you haven't listened to my podcast about the yellow brick road, listen to it, because you need to have those yellow bricks in place. You can't, even like thinking about a ladder, you can't go from here to here. You need to climb the rungs up. So take your time. Sometimes it's not even about taking it a day at a time. It's about taking it one moment at a time, 1 hour at a time. Your life doesn't have to be planned out perfectly, and it never will be, because life happens. You can have everything in control. You can be the most controlled OCD person and have the rest of the week figured out, but what happens to all that shit that's not in your control? Are you going to let that affect you and then say, it's raining outside, I'm not going to go, when there's shit to do outside? No. Stick up the umbrella, figure out what the hell needs to be done, and get it done. But it's not easy. So figure out a way to make things less painful for you. Enlist help. And things are much less painful if you take them in little steps and not try to go from 0 to 100 real quick. Love you all. Now I've got to go train my client. Mwah.